Just quickly, I know there's a lot of history between you and Conor McGregor, and Conor's like this sort of certain reports saying Conor may come back to boxing at some point. Do you want that fight with Conor McGregor? Because there's a big rivalry between you guys.
I think you have to ask Conor if he wants to fight. I could care less about the fight. I think Conor knows what really goes down with me and him, and I don't think he wants to fight. I don't think, honestly, Conor shouldn't box. He shouldn't do MMA. He shouldn't do anything because he's just going to become more and more known as the Piñata. I mean, would you want to become known as the Piñata? His legacy, he created this legacy, which is probably a lot of BS. I mean, at the end of the day, he didn't even accomplish what I accomplished in my career, But yet people talk about McGregor like he accomplished so much. He actually didn't accomplish much at all. He won 2 titles. I won 2 titles. He didn't defend any of them once, and then he became a piñata. Just everybody beats him up and makes money. So I don't think he should even risk fighting because I really think that he'll just solidify that status as the piñata of combat sports, and it's probably better off that he just cuts his losses while he's ahead.
So you should say that maybe he shouldn't take that Khabib rematch because he wants that rematch. He said it. He wants that as his first fight back. But do you think that's advisable for him to take that fight again?
I question whether he really wants it. I think the only reason he fought Khabib in the first place was because he saw Khabib struggle a little bit against Yaquinta. Not really struggle, but look a little bit susceptible against Yaquinta. And with all the rumors that Khabib struggled to make weight and whatnot, I think he saw that fight and thought, you know what? He really is struggling to make weight. He's been at this weight way too long. Now is the time to get him. See, Conor likes to strike at the right moment. He just picked wrong there. He didn't pick Khabib because he was the best. He picked Khabib because people assume Khabib is the best, and now he's struggling to make the weight. But Khabib was still the best. Khabib did not have weight issues the way Conor thought he was having them, and so the Yaquinta fight was sort of a false alarm for Conor. He thought, you know what, I got this guy. He's looking more and more weak at the weight, and I'm going to get him. And so that was his real reasoning for trying to fight Khabib at the time he did. But he got the shit beat out of him because really at the end of the day he guessed wrong, And then he found himself, when you sign a check, then you have to cash it. He realized he had to cash it, so that's why he was telling Khabib it was his business, Because at the time, once you have to cash that check, what are you going to do? You don't want to fight, so let me tell him it's his business so he doesn't hurt me.
What do you make of Khabib sort of coming to boxing? Do you think that's a move for him? That's something that him and Floyd were seeing together, and obviously there's a lot of talks going on. Do you see that as advisable?
I think there's probably a lot of respect between him and Floyd. 2 winners in their respective combat sports. But I think at the end of the day, I think it's probably better everybody stays in their own sport. Everybody has the advantage in each other's sport. I don't think anybody does very well in the opposite combat sport. And that includes Khabib. That includes McGregor, and that includes Mayweather going to MMA too, or anybody other boxer going to MMA. I think each combat sport is to be respected for the years that are put in by the other fighters. And I think Mayweather and McGregor was just a one-off nuance because you had Conor McGregor's fans are probably the stupidest motherfuckers that exist on this planet because they're the ones that made that fight big enough to buy. Because really, I don't think anybody with a sane brain would have thought that fight was ever going to be competitive, and it wasn't. So I think people have seen it once, and I think probably the jump in sports probably isn't so good.